Hey guys, I'm Lori Collins, and today's panel is about how to draw a micro chibi. Micro chibis are the super cute tiny chibis that have little tiny eyes and adorable expressions, but they don't take a lot of effort, and they're really versatile. You can use them for a lot of different things. So, when you start a drawing, you always start with the head first, even if we're doing really super deformed proportions like we do with chibi drawings. So you start with a circle. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, because it's just a sketch. And then you divide that circle into fourths. And the reason that we do that is just like when we're drawing a regular person, like it gives us our eye lines. So like we know where people are looking at any given direction. It's just a really good guide. And since we're doing micro chibis, they're all basically faces are all done already when you do that. So, in the middle of each of these quarters here, I'm going to draw my eyeball circles. And I'm going to keep this really simple. So they're just going to be these black, kind of like Disney-esque Mickey Mouse dots. You can add highlights in there if you don't want them to suck your soul. And then I'm just going to add some big round eyebrows over the top. And just like a really cutesy, like, smile. Now, my chibis always have like these big dorky ears because I think those are cute. But they don't have to. If you choose to like have like little tiny ear nubbins or no ears at all, that's fine. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to draw a circle that is about half the size of the main circle. Basically what we're going to be building is a giant caterpillar, because we're drawing a little tiny circle, and then we're drawing a circle that's the same size as the head. And that's going to be the whole body shape, the whole body size of our little chibi. Like, we could add more circles here, and he could be some kind of caterpillar or something. But we're not going to do that today. So, right now we've got this guy that looks kind of like three spheres stacked on top of each other. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw in some tiny little shoulders right at the apex of the circle. And then we're going to draw some tiny little hips that are all at the apex of the big circle in the bottom. And this is going to be our shoulder joints and our hip joints. Now, the great thing about chibis is they're kind of like agendered. So because they're built like children, and children don't really have differentiating bodies until puberty anyway. So they're all going to have the same kind of hourglass-ish kind of a shape here. So I just kind of connect the dots on here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve out of my little circle here. I'm going to carve out a little bit of an hourglass, a little triangle. And it's just going to go straight down to the hips and straight up to the shoulders. And then I'm just going to erase that little tiny bit that we don't need anymore. It's already starting to look like a person, right? But then the next part that we're going to do is we're going to do the arms. Now I'm going to put his arms on his or her, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm going to put them on their hips. So I'm just going to do, for the start off, I'm just going to kind of do a curved line. And then I go in and I draw an oval that fits into that curve. Like so. We're not going to worry about the hands yet, because hands are a different beast. And now we're going to do the legs. And the legs, I'm just going to draw them straight down like this and get rid of the circle. Because really I was drawing this circle just to give me the overall height of my chibi guy. So the next thing I'm going to do is in the middle of each of these lines here for the legs, I'm going to add my knee joints. And then I'm going to do the leg outlines, which can be tricky, but I swear it's not as hard as it looks. All you got to do is I draw a brief horizontal line in the middle here, in the middle of the hips. And then I'm going to do a diagonal line. So basically, I'm drawing like a trapezoid. That's going to be the inner thighs to the knee. And then I'm going to just do this line on the outside here. It's going to be straight. And then I'm going to do 2 ovals and then just follow the curve on the outside. And I'm going to actually curve in on the inside. And then for the feet, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little triangle and a flat line. So that when I clean this up, what we have is we have a leg that goes out and then curves like this. And then where I had those circles for the knee, I have cute little knee dimples. And then at this point, I get to decide what kind of, like, whether this is a boy or a girl chibi. I get to decide, like, clothes and stuff like that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a circle at the top, at the bottom of the chin and the top of the torso. I'm going to do a half circle. And that will be the chibi's neck. And then I'm going to round my shoulders off so that everything, basically I'm just kind of like connecting all the dots and getting rid of all of the unnecessary lines. You want to keep the inline here that goes into the arm because then it makes it look like the shoulders are behind the torso because they kind of are. Just like when we're drawing regular people. So I'm going to get rid of all of my inner sketch lines because I don't really need those anymore. And then I'm going to draw my fingers so that they look like that they're on their hips instead of just kind of floating on a featureless plane. So I'm going to just draw a few ovals, like 3. Some people like to have fewer fingers on chibis than on actual people because I think it makes it cuter. And I kind of agree. I kind of like, it's just a small space to try and cram all 5 fingers into. And then I just kind of get rid of the lines that I don't need anymore again. Because I kind of like these like fat forearms here. I think that they're pretty stylish. But like you can decide that you want to do like, you can do more like kind of like the legs where they're like just little tiny fingers. And like a thumb. Like that's, like you can, that'd be kind of cute if you're doing like a furry with paws. That's one way that you can do it. There's a bunch of different ways. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of shape to my face here, because, like, I don't think faces are necessarily, like, these perfectly round ovals. So what I like to do is I like to go in and give them a little bit of a chin. Just right at the base of that curve there. And then I like to cross hatch underneath. Just a little bit. And then I don't really need these X marks anymore. I don't like to draw chibis with noses. Because, again, it's a small space and we're just kind of really exaggerating cuteness when we're drawing a chibi. If I wanted her to be, for her to be a girl, you could do like these cute little triangles off of your Disney dot eyes. If you wanted to. I mean, if you wanted to, you could add a nose if you actually, like, they can be cute. But I don't like to add noses, personally. And then once we've got our basically naked chibi, we can put clothes on it. I'm going to turn this one into the classic schoolgirl because we are an anime convention, aren't we? And what is more classic than a slice of life schoolgirl? So I'm going to add some triangles to the collar of this sailor school uniform. And then I'm going to add the stripes in. And then let's do the classic ties. So I'm just going to do another set of really simple curves in a square. And then there's the tails for the ribbon. So to do the sleeves, we do kind of a rectangle shape, but we want to put a little bit of a curve at the bottom for the extra seam, that decorative seam that they have. And then just a horizontal line that is followed by another horizontal line, and that's the waistband of the shirt. And then the way I do pleated skirts is I just do a series of parallel lines that stop where I think the skirt should stop. And then I decide what pleats are in front of other pleats by just making short horizontal lines. Like one, those are a little wonky. Let me fix this a little bit. So I'll pick which ones are in front and which ones are behind by drawing a line that is slightly higher or slightly lower. And they just alternate because pleated skirts are just folded fabric. And then you can go in and you can erase any extra scribbles that you've got going on. There's other ways to do pleated skirts. If I wanted to do a different pleated skirt, I would do something here. Let me just get her back to neutral there. Like if you wanted to do a box pleated skirt, what you would do is you would draw 2 vertical lines, and then you would build triangles into those. And then all you've got to do is make 2 boxes like that. And then remember, like when we were doing the short pleats earlier, we just do 2 lines that are slightly shorter. And then that gives us the basic box pleated skirt. And then you could go in and add a line here and here just to indicate that the body is curving, just like when we're doing any other kind of inlines. And then you just add socks, and depending on what kind of shoes you want them to wear, like this is the standard like Mary Jane shoe, you just do 2 curved lines and then color them in like that. Then add the hair of your choice. Let's see, let's do like, we'll give her like really big sideburns because those are cute. And then, since chibis are so short and exaggerated, you can make their hair really exaggerated too. So she's going to have really long hair. Maybe she has some glasses. And there we have it. We have a cute chibi girl that is ready to be inked and colored, which I will show you in fast forward motion, and then we will end the video. So thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great day.